And good morning, everybody, and welcome to our weekly webinar. We have our panelists today, the usual lot. So me, Dee Mills, sitting in Sydney, Sandy Colombo in Melbourne, and Miss Kim over in our office in Cebu.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
I'm laughing today, people, because I can't smile. No, it's Kim. I told you you're not allowed to make me laugh.
Sorry.
I'm very bruised and battered, but I can still speak, but no laughing.
Yes.
For those making me laugh, and you know what's going to happen now. I'll make myself laugh.
You're going to laugh, yes. So that big bruising, so for those of you who don't know, Sandy had, is it the last of your wisdom teeth out? And you had to go in, it was proper surgery, not dentist. It was hospital and...
Yeah. Can't happen anymore. I think it was Mark Charette. Is he on this call? But I think it was Mark who said, you know, all the wisdom will come out of your mouth now, or some smart ass comment. Or Sarah laughing again. Anyway.
All right. Our topic for today, Kim.
It's tagging.
Cool.
Now, Dee, I've got a very serious conversation to be having with everybody today. I hate the serial tagger. Now, I hate them. And I suppose the more active I've become on LinkedIn, the more I get these people who tag me in with 100 other people, or 50 other people, whatever it is, right? Now, a lot of these people that are tagging me in, they've really got valuable content. And what they're saying is really worthwhile. But they really annoy me when they do that, because I feel like, you know, it's just to get their message out there. It's not seeing me as a person. Now, if they were to say something along the lines of, hey, I think this is a valuable business conversation, tag Sandy Colombo, tag Dee Mills, tag Kim, for example, we would go, oh, yeah, it is, right? Because it's bringing us in to what we're our message, and it's acknowledging us, and it's authentic. But when you've just got these large, you know, groups, I mean, you get that too, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And then they put it in the messages as well, and I understand that's to get their posts up, and we probably don't do that enough. However, I don't like it done in that way, because it makes me feel like you're just...
They're using you.
Using me and my network, to be dragged into their conversation, whether I agree or not.
Yeah.
But it's just not authentic. They haven't seen me as, you know, person I am, or you as a person you are, and it's not bringing me into a conversation. Yeah. So can we go to the next slide, Kim? That's what I thought I would, you know, bring this up. It's sort of being a serial tagger on LinkedIn. Do you know that uncle that nobody wants to sit next to at the Christmas lunch? Or aunt, I shouldn't say aunt or uncle, or that person, right, who just wants to describe all their health issues in detail. So everybody's like, you sit next to him or her, right? I don't want to be there. And the other thing with this person, often that, you know, at the Christmas lunch, they never ask you a question and never have a two-way conversation. They speak at you rather than to you. And that's how I feel the serial tagger is treating, you know.
Yep. And that's what I was going to say before, Sandy. Often if you're tagged in something and you're like, I've never spoken to this person, I've never offline or online had a one-on-one chat with this person, like maybe you made a comment on a past, but so they're like, it's like they're grasping at straws. So you might have made a comment on one of their posts, and that's it. You're being tagged forever after that. And you're like,
That's true, Dee. But the other problem is that they don't actually comment on yours.
Yes, it's one way.
The other thing, right? That now I don't expect everybody that I know to comment on my posts, right? But there's no interaction back.
Yep.
Right. So all of a sudden, not only are they tagging you in group tags consistently, and there's a few, and I've gone back and said this, so and then they don't even comment on any of the things that I post.
Yeah.
So it's all a one-way street.
Yeah.
And that's becoming a serial tagger to me. And that's not engaging with authenticity.
Authenticity.
Right?
Correct.
So why would you tag people on LinkedIn, Dee? What's it about for you?
So the reason why I would tag someone in with an @ symbol, that's how you tag them in, is to include them in the conversation. That's why. So there's a mutual understanding there that you've had some sort of conversation about something, and that they will be happy to contribute further to the conversation. So that's why I would put that in there.
So for different things, you'd have different people that you might tag. So for instance, if I'm talking about the travel industry, there's a couple of people that I would possibly tag in that post because they've been in the travel industry, or they are in the travel industry, and these things are of interest specifically to them.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the key. But I don't
relevant.
Everybody I've ever met in all of my posts, specifically if it's around the travel industry, because a lot of people that, you know, I do hear a lot from might not be in travel. But if that was something that they were interested in, or we'd had a conversation in another post about,
yes,
or it was relevant to them, rather than making it about my post getting to the top of the whatever it is.
Yeah.
That they're all looking for, right? It's about it being relevant for the other person. That is your why. Tag other people on LinkedIn.
Yep.
Right. Now, we know how to tag people because we did a series on that, but you just remind us again. I know you just did, but can you just show the @ symbol? Maybe just we can demonstrate that for people.
Yeah, do you want me to bring up a LinkedIn?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, great. Stand by.
Now, we've sort of talked a little bit why tagging everyone is not a good idea on LinkedIn. You will seriously devalue your followers.
Cool. So if I was going to start a post here and I was going to say, hey, Sandy. So remember how you were talking about in conversation. Hey, you put the @ symbol and then if it's going to throw up a lot of suggestions on people that I have already tagged or spoken to. So that's the AI working there. But if you've never worked with someone before, then you'll need to do a search. So Kim, I noticed you're not in here. So I'm going to go Kimberly, back there she is. So I just had to type the first couple of letters of her name to come up. So I'm going to say, hey, Kim, you're amazing.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. And so now what happens is, when Dee does post that, it goes into Kim's news feed.
Yeah.
And
to say someone's commented on you,
mentioned
mentioned
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can see on Dee's screen there under notifications it says 13.
Mm-hmm.
Kim's we were looking at and Dee posted this, that's where it would come up. So it would come in there to what people have said about, and so then you can make comment.
Yep. Yeah.
And it was interesting. I actually heard a couple of people say to us when we were in New Zealand, I don't know how to tag people.
Yeah.
I get the notion of tagging, but I don't know how to do it. So, that's always a good reminder for those of you who don't know. And look, how to tag with authenticity is around the fact what's right for you or what's right for me, Dee, for example, might not be right for you, right? However, there might be people out there who love being tagged, and that might be their thing. They think that's fantastic. I personally think it's all around engagement, and I think it's all around whether it's relevant to you or not.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely don't like being tagged in a block with 20 other people, because that person's, you can see they're all about trying to lift their content to the top of the LinkedIn algorithm. It's just like, okay, if that's what you want to do, that's great, but don't use my name as part of it. I feel a little bit used and abused,
yeah. And
especially if we've never had a conversation properly about stuff.
No, or that they're commenting and posting on your stuff. So this is the thing for me, and you need to have your own rules around it. But for me, if you want to be that person, if you want to get to the top of whatever that, I don't know what that, the top of what
Yeah.
So
No.
whatever it is that you're trying to achieve on LinkedIn and you think that you need to have 100 people tagged to keep your post alive, blah, 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 be aware that people who are like Dee and I and Kim and other people may think of you as that uncle at that Christmas lunch. And if you're happy with that, if that's your thing, keep going. If I get tagged on stuff, I go back and say to the person, I say very clearly in the post, so everybody can see it, "Hi Dee, thanks for tagging me. Just really curious why you've tagged me around this subject, question mark, question mark." And then they'll come back and say why. And then I'll come back and say, look, you know, for me, it's being authentic. If you're tagging me about something specifically, because I find it annoying because then I don't even know why they're tagging me.
Yes. Yes.
And
That's
I
the
can't
bit.
even comment. So to me, if you're writing, if you're going to tag people in your posts at the bottom, right? "Hey Dee, we're talking about tagging today. What are your rules around tagging? Be interested to know, you know, hashtag or at, sorry, Dee Mills at Kimberly." Do you know what I mean? So at least then people know what you're talking about.
It's the context. Yeah.
And
And that's the thing though, when you see those big blocks of people, you know, names in the bottom of a post, I think it's worse. I think it's worse when those people don't engage. So it kind of shows you up for being a serial tagger, and actually those people just go, and then don't respond, which is even worse.
It is. And look, I think it comes down to this too, Dee, right? The serial tagger on LinkedIn is like, people are being told, if you do this, this is how you get your post up, right? But for what purpose are you getting your post up? Is it to be seen, to be to get more business? What's the reason, right? Then you want to do it like you do everything in your business, with authenticity, not
the right way.
The right way. I mean, quite frankly, if you want to be a LinkedIn influencer, right? They can just ring you, Dee, get 5 VAs and throw some money at it, and you can do it in 3 months. I know a few people who have done it.
Yeah.
Right? It works. But then for what purpose? Why? So you've got 1,000 likes and 500 comments on everything that you say?
Yeah.
Right? Great. But are they the people that you want to engage with? I mean, that's the whole key, right? So it's around your rule book on LinkedIn, obviously, but it's also around thinking about how other people might see you on LinkedIn. And if they're seeing you as a serial tagger, I actually move away from those people.
Yeah.
If it's done unauthentically, if it's done with authenticity, then it's a different thing.
Yeah. It's a very easy way to push people away from you.
Well, you're just as likely to devalue your brand than you are to have the right people. And so who are the right people for you, right? So if you want to be following and have all these, you know, LinkedIn influencer, I think there's plenty of them that aren't making any money.
Yeah.
Or don't really have a real business.
Yeah.
Or work for someone else.
Yeah.
Right? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But their set of why they're doing this may be a completely different set of reasons to why you're doing what you're doing.
Yep.
I know for me, it's about helping people build their brand, helping people using LinkedIn authentically is the reason why I do what I do.
Yep.
Right. And I want my LinkedIn profile to demonstrate that. And I think it was Sarah who we're both connected to, who made some comment, and she said, having one person who's the right person for me is a better comment than having 1,000 people like what I've just said. And I think that's a perfect way to look at it.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right. Do we have anything else?
I think we're almost finished. So for today, it hasn't been a very funny day, but there's been no laughing. I embedded that to begin with. But just remember, if you want to be very careful so you don't become that, you know, that old uncle at the Christmas lunch. And if you do have a person like that at your Christmas table, I reckon everybody has one, Dee. You know, take one for the team this year, guys.
Yeah. The uncle or the aunt. The uncle or the aunt. There's always one. Yes.
And just have a nice drink. And listen to the stories.
So Sandy, so you reckon, because I'm currently somebody serial tagging me, I don't think they're LinkedIn, they're connected to you. So you reckon I should say something if it bothers me?
If it bothers you, I do.
Mm.
And I think you can do it in the right way. If you don't say it, how will they ever learn? I think that the whole key, Dee, is that when you go back, and I've gone back to a few people and said exactly that, look, I don't mind you tagging me, but if you tag me with authenticity, which means for me that you tell me what you're talking about and you use a sentence. So everybody's got a different set of rules. Right?
Yeah.
So tell them your rules. I mean, that's in business.
Okay.
You've got a client that's giving you a hard time.
Mm.
You've got to set the boundaries very clearly.
Mm.
So remember we talked about in our previous webinars, you know, how interesting is how LinkedIn is a mirror for everything going on in your business.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
So what happens here happens in business. So when I see people doing that, I really start wondering how their business is really going.
Yeah.
That's what comes in my head.
Okay.
But yeah, I think you should. But do it in a respectful way.
Yeah, I don't want to hurt this person's feelings.
No, but the thing is, it's about doing it in a respectful way and a thoughtful way, and not being vanilla. Because
yes.
actually, you will start a whole nother conversation, and there may be other people feeling like you as well.
Yes.
About being tagged.
So
I'll be interested to hear the details.
I know. Look at me, just going, oh my God, I can't. But I'll work it out, because it's only been 3. I think it's been 3 posts so far. But I'm like, and another one this morning, and I'm like, I haven't even looked at the post, but it doesn't have a lot of relevance.
I had somebody who did it to me over a long period of time, and they did it weekly.
Yeah.
And it was probably 6-7 weeks or 8 weeks or something. And I did connect with that person because I did have an exchange with them at some point.
Yes.
And I just went back and explained, and then other people jumped in and said, yeah, look, I agree. Want to get your message out, but it's how you go about it. And that was a great learning curve for that person, because they had no idea they were the uncle.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, if I call you an uncle, you're going to know what I mean.
Yeah.
Uncle.
Oh yeah, you'll be able to do that now. You'll be like, so.
Don't be the uncle.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks, Sandy. I'll let you know how I go with that.
Yeah. No worries. Now, I have to make a quick apology and say I've been a bit of the uncle today, because I went on about my health issues. So there you go. We've all got a bit of uncle in us, haven't we?
But you had to explain the bruise on your face, love.
Yeah. I came home late last night. No, just kidding.
No.
Okay.
Cool.
No.
So if you are, Kim, next slide, if you are listening to a snippet of this webinar or the whole webinar and you're thinking, gee, I need to know more about being on LinkedIn and the do's and the don'ts and best practice, Sandy and I have been using LinkedIn for quite a while, and we always get asked. So we put together a do-it-yourself online program that you can access in your own time frame, and it's short snips again. You can pick and choose which modules you want to do depending on your knowledge or where you're at. And this time of year is the perfect time to sort of be able to, when things start to quieten down around Christmas, to just get some of these modules done every day so that you can start 2020 going, all right, I know more about LinkedIn and how I can use it.
Apps,
yeah.
Right? And there aren't, I want to explain to people, there is no right or wrong. And we run these webinars every Tuesday. This will be our last for the year, but we do them every Tuesday starting back, I think, the 15th of January. If you're interested in coming on and sharing your story about how you've used it and what you learnt and what's worked for you, we'd love to hear from you too. So it's about, sharing all of our knowledge.
Yep. Perfect. I think that's it. Yeah. Oh, are there any questions? I'll just make sure. Sorry, I should have asked that before and let everyone know, but let me just check. I don't think there's any questions, ladies.
We're all good. Time's up anyway, so we have to go.
Yep. If you've got questions, you can always ping us via LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Ruby.
Them.
Thank you, everybody.
Tag us, physically ask the question and tag us.
Oh, yeah. That's a way to do it. Cool. All right. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Kim.
Thank you.
See you later. Bye. Bye.
Bye.